Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Today's topic, eating potatoes to aid weight loss. Sounds like a gimmick? Stay tuned and all will be revealed. Give this video a like, press the big red button, and let's begin. Yes, eating potatoes can help you lose weight. Now, I'm not talking about sweet potatoes, I am talking about regular boiled white potatoes. Yes, I can hear you all shouting now that I must be crazy, as carbs are the enemy. Rah. But they're not. You may have heard that carbs can make you gain weight. They are not good for weight loss. They can make you fat, etc. Time to prove this wrong and to show you that carbs are not actually the enemy. Before we dive in, let me just say the most important diet variable when trying to lose weight is the total amount of calories you consume. If you eat within a caloric deficit, you will lose weight, regardless of what single food you eat. The issue with any type of diet is that little gremlin you have in your stomach, called appetite. The reason you feel hungry is because of a hormone. This hormone is called ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hunger hormone, and this is what stimulates your appetite. Everyone who has ever tried to eat less or to try to diet will know that hunger is very challenging physically and mentally. If you're hungry all day, the chances of you adhering to a weight loss regime can be a challenge. So during periods of dieting, it makes sense to choose foods or to eat foods that keep you fuller for longer, that are more satiating. And with all this is where potatoes come into play. Back in 1995, studies were conducted at the University of Sydney by a researcher under the name of Dr. Suzanne Holt. They were looking at a new dietary concept called the Satiety Index. Basically looking at how filling a particular food group was. They used white bread as the baseline of 100%. So by looking at how full bread made you, they then looked at other foods along it and sort of scored it either more filling or less filling. They had students come into the research facility and they gave them a 240 calorie portion of a particular food. In total, there was 38 foods tested. Then after they'd eaten this portion of 240 calories, they tested every 15 minutes how full this person felt. Over a 2-hour window, gave them the opportunity to go up to a buffet and eat as much as they want. This then allowed them to score on how filling a product was by how much food they could then eat. Here are 17 of the foods to show you out of the 38. As you can see, the food that gave the highest satisfaction was boiled potatoes. Boiled potatoes are 7 times more filling than croissants. Whole grain bread is 50% more filling than white bread. Cakes, cookies and donuts are amongst the least filling. Out of the fruits, oranges and apples were more filling than a banana. Out of the meat proteins, fish was the more satisfying per calorie than lean beef or chicken. On the other hand, popcorn is twice as filling as peanuts or a Mars bar. Now looking back at the study, it's quite easy to see or quite easy to understand why certain foods scored better than others. 240 calories of potatoes is roughly 240 grams. Where if you look at, say, chocolate, which is 240 calories, you're only looking at 50 grams. So straight away the portion sizes are a lot smaller. Why am I saying this? Well, quite simply, it's obvious that volume is key to curb hunger. As you're following your diet, look at the food you're eating and how they make you feel. Notice when you are hungry and when you are not. Try and eat foods like potatoes and whole grain bread. Combine it with white fish, lingfish for example. Lingfish is one of the most satisfying of the meat protein groups. The lingfish is a white fish. Have some apples and oranges. Maybe combine in some popcorn. If you take all the food groups that you possibly can to make a meal, you will find that once you've eaten it, you won't be hungry for a long time because you've eaten a lot of satiating food. Just something to think about. In regards to food volume, you want to try and get in as big a portion size as possible with as little calories as possible. That way, by getting in more food, again, you will not be feeling hungry for a while, simply because you've eaten more. One thing to be mindful of though is cooking techniques and seasonings. These can quite easily add calories to a meal without you realising it. At the same time, by changing a food, by adding seasonings, oils and so on, you could actually change the way the body absorbs it or the body clears it. Gastric emptying can be increased by eating certain foods. So just something to be mindful of. Now, I hope you found this useful. Drop a comment below about how you deal with hunger. Any tips or tricks you have for curbing your hunger problems. Have a great day. Until next time, farewell.